Hey, welcome back. My name is Brian. Welcome to Game Brigade. Today, we're going to be talking about the collection update where we talk about games that need to be played or they need to go. There's not enough room to hold all these games, and they've been sitting on my shelf for far too long, not getting the love, not getting the play. So, we're going to talk about a few of them. Some of them I don't know much about because they've been sitting on my shelf or my collection for a very long time. So, you're going to hear me kind of ramble about them, talk about them, and then maybe the comment section will let me know what should be played or what should go. Let's see what the first game is. Before we get too far, I do want to say thank you to the channel sponsors, Into the AM. As everyone knows, they've been supporting my channel for the last few months, and they're supporting me again for the month of December. So thank you, Into the AM, for that. I am rocking my favorite shirt. I was waiting to pick up this shirt. It took me a long time to finally get it. They were out of my size. They finally got it, so I ordered it. This is the shipwreck one. This is the 4X size. Love the feel, love the cut of these shirts. If you are looking for one for yourself, they have graphic tee sales, usually about 30% off. And if you use my code BOARDGAME, you can get another 10% off on top of that site-wide. Every time you go to Into the Am and use my link BOARDGAME, you're supporting them, plus you're supporting me indirectly. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate your help. So let's talk about the board games. I've got 10 games here. There's no order to this. So I'm not ranking these games. These are just 10 games that have been on my wall for far too long that I have wanted to play, but there's might be something that's hanging them up. Maybe it's rules. Maybe it's the fear of being let down, whatever it may be. So with that, let's pick the first game. So Seven Wonders, I have played this game. I played this, not my own copy. I've never played this box. But I played other people's copies, especially when I was new into the board gaming space. I played this quite a bit. I really enjoyed the drafting aspect of the game. I really enjoy drafting in general. So me and my wife picked this up and bought it for ourselves because we thought it would be fun. And then we've had zero inclination to ever pull it out and play it. And so I've been tempted to get rid of it multiple times. It has been on the culling, like the to be culled potential list for a while, but something has always kept it around. So I think it's time. Either we play this game or it's gotta go. So that's Seven Wonders. The next one is probably one of the first games that entered my board game collection. The box is upside down. You know, you guys know me. I cannot stand when the box is not ordered properly. I should probably do that prior to filming, just like, hey, go through all your boxes. Champions of Midgard. I bought this very early in my collection, maybe right at the time we were playing Arkham Horror First Edition, Descent First Edition, like a long time ago. But this was when we bought this game. We bought it because we were looking for something more, but nothing ever drove us to actually playing it. And now I keep hearing people tell me, oh, well, you don't want to play that without an expansion. There's a specific expansion, I think like Valhalla or something. And now I'm nervous to play it, but I also don't want to invest more into this game without playing it first. So my question has always been, is this game good enough on its own to be worthy of a spot in my collection? What I do know about this game is that you are playing a Viking and you are going to be, I believe it's like semi-co-op if I remember right. You're all doing stuff up here in the Viking village, but then you're going to go on this voyage down here to fight things. That's roughly all I know about the game. I bought this years ago. Is this good? I don't know. It's been sitting in my collection for a very long time, waiting to be played. Just haven't had a chance to actually get it out. So Champions of Midgard. Next, Dead of Winter. This is a game that I wanted for so freaking long. I think Plaid Hat does this game. Yep, Plaid Hat Games. I remember when I used to play Magic the Gathering a ton, they had this box next to the door when you would leave. So every time I'd go play Magic, I'd see that box. And this is back when Walking Dead was like the show everyone watched. And I remember I wanted this game. It's a game where players are going to be survivors in a camp during winter, and it uses the crossroads system where there are going to be events and things that trigger throughout the game, and players are going to have to explore the village or the surrounding town to scavenge your items. And then there is a hidden trader mechanic potentially in this game where a player could be a villain within the group, and the players might not know it. So they might be conspiring to play against them. I got this game for free because my board game store had a buy 3, get 1 free. And so when I bought the Everdell collection that I had back in the day, I added Dead of Winter on it because I was like, well, I've always wanted that game. Let's pick it up. Why not? But we've never played it. And I think it's because a lot of the people in my group are hesitant to play the thing that makes it most interesting to me, which is the hidden trader mechanic. So that's why we haven't played Dead of Winter yet. And I've been wondering if it's worth keeping it. I want to keep it. I still don't mind zombies. I think people got like overworked with zombies, but I don't mind them. I think they're still kind of cool. I still also like post-apocalyptic settings. Pendulum. This is by Stonemaier. Got this because it was the rage when it came out. Everyone was talking about it, but then all the reviewers swapped. This is really before I was like a true reviewer myself, before I was making true content, although I did do an unboxing video for this, where everyone was like, it's okay. It's not the greatest. And so trying to convince my player group, hey, do you guys want to play a real-time game that has not very good reviews? Or do you want to play a game that we all know is really good? That's been a challenge. So Pendulum has been sitting on my shelf waiting to be played, but because I don't have a need to immediately review this right now, it hasn't been something we've forced to get to the table. Now, I have been going through doing my Stonemaier games reviews. I still have Scythe and Viticulture and Libertaria, and then Pendulum would be on that list at some point. But I just haven't had a real desire to play it, other than maybe that down the line reviewing it. But then reviewing a game that's 3 years old also loses its value for me. So this is a game I need to consider doing something with it. What do you guys know about it? What do you think? Has anyone played this game, Pendulum? And what do you think? Is it worth keeping? I want to really know what your thoughts are. So that's that one. This wouldn't be very contentious, I'm pretty sure. People are going to be like, are you freaking kidding me, Brian? Why are you doing this? Spirit Island. And I think this has a Branch and Claw expansion as well. I have played Spirit Island, and I played this copy, but I did not love it. And I don't know if that's because the player group I was playing with was miserable to play this game with because it was so difficult, and they really had a hard time grasping the difficulty level of this game, or what. I'm not sure. So because of that, this game has yet to come back out and be played. But I've held on to it because I know it's a good game and I know people like it. But how long do I hold on to this copy or this game before it's like, okay, it's time? I don't know. That's why it's on this list. That's why I'm asking the question, how long do you keep a game on your collection unplayed before you ship it on somewhere else? I'm not opposed to being a collector. A lot of times I do consider myself a collector than just a gamer because there's times where I just like owning a specific game. That's one of them. And there's actually games on here that are collection pieces. The next game is Letters from Whitechapel. This is a game I chased down because I saw Shut Up and Sit Down do a playthrough for this game, and it looked so crazy cool. This is a hidden movement game where one player is going to be playing Jack the Ripper, and the other players are going to be playing constables or police officer or characters that are hunting Jack, trying to use clues and deduction to find him. Effectively, the Jack player will be placing a body part somewhere, and the police will have to say, okay, we know he can only be so far. But there are maneuvers and tricks that Jack has at his disposal of getting away quickly, potentially taking a boat on the river or taking a taxi cab somewhere. So interesting game. Really like the idea of this game. I've heard great things about it. I'm not sure what edition this is. I picked this up when I did a board game purchase It doesn't say second edition, so I'm kind of curious if this is a first edition. I believe there is a second edition of this game, which makes me a little nervous because does that mean it's got crappy stuff in it? I don't know. But yeah, this makes me really feel like it's a first edition, especially with the Nexus logo on it. Anyways, Letters from Whitechapel. Haven't played it. It's been a game I've wanted to play for so long. I've watched people play it. I've watched a few playthroughs for it because it seems so fun. But yeah, so now we're kind of entering the games where I don't know much about them other than people told me, you want that game. Acquire. This is from Avon Hill, I believe. I purchased this in the same board game collection purchase that I got this Letters from Whitechapel. And people keep telling me, oh, that's a gem. You have to own that game. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to sell it, but I'll let it sit on my shelf. And that's what it's been doing. It's been sitting on my shelf forever. And now I'm starting to wonder, is it time I do something with this? Is it time that Acquire moves on? Again, I don't know much about it. It's a game of savvy planning and corporate conquest. I believe it might have some stock manipulation in it, but again, I don't know. It's got to play money like Monopoly. You know, that's something. But again, it's one of those games that I've just owned because I owned it. And this is another one of the similar venue, Whiz War. This is, I believe, the 2011-2012 version of the game by Fantasy Flight. Same thing with these two games. In fact, all the rest of the games were part of that collection. I bought a guy's collection for a relatively really good price. And it added a bunch of games that I wanted, but it had a bunch of games that I wasn't sure anything about. And so I've been working through selling the games I didn't really want, keeping the rest. And these are the games that I was really unsure of what to do with because I hear great things about them, but then it's just so hard to go back and play a game from 2012 when you've never played it, when you have all these new games coming in as well. And we'll talk about that here at the end of this video. So Whiz War is a dueling game, what I know, where players are going to be playing as wizards on this board. But that's really all I know. And I've seen people make comments about other games, be like, oh, it's got a Whiz War-like feel. That's all I know. Oh, Whiz War. I'm like, well, I own that game. I've just never played it. So Whiz War, that's another piece of my collection that I've not played. Let's go to the next one. And this one's probably the easiest one I could let go. But I feel like, is it going to get anything? Like, what could I sell this game for, if anything? I don't know. This is the Lord of the Rings, the dice building game. This is part of that collection, like I said. I like the IP of Lord of the Rings. It's one of the reasons why I decided to keep this one, because I have a friend of mine who we love playing Lord of the Rings games together. So I thought, you know, why not just keep this one? Maybe it'll be good. But we've never really had the desire to pull this one off the shelf and learn it. And I can't remember a dice building game that I've played recently that I've loved. So that's a hard thing to say too. So what do you guys think? Lord of the Rings, the dice building game. That's one that is on the list. And the next one's interesting because this is the first edition one. The second edition one might be one that's better for me. It's contentious because this is Mansions of Madness from Fantasy Flight. This is a really cool game where your players are going through a haunted house-like thing, going mad, dealing with things. But this is the first edition, which requires a DM to play the evil side, while the second edition removes that aspect of the game and adds in a app to fill that role, which is where Fantasy Flight has kind of taken a lot of their games. I loved these systems of games back in the day. You had Imperial Assault, you had the original Descent, you had, Mansions of Madness. They all fill that same role where you have a player playing the Overlord or the Empire or the evil side. And I got tired of that because I always ended up being the person to have to play the evil side. So I stopped wanting to do that. I always wanted to be the hero as well. Like, I want to be fun. I want to play the hero. I want to enjoy the story. And so we have really stopped playing these types of games. In fact, my Imperial Assault, which I have a lot of that game, has been sitting over there for quite a while because I want to play a hero. I don't want to be the Empire all the time. So this one, though, I feel like if I got rid of this, it would probably be the closing of that chapter. Like, this would be gone. But it's been a long time since we wanted to open up Mansions of Madness and dive into any of these types of games. So I don't know. That's why it's on this list. It's got to go. So here are these 10 games that I am currently looking at that I need to play within a time limit. Do I put a time limit on myself? Do I put myself in accountability? That's the question. Do I say 6 months? If I haven't played these games in 6 months, they have to go. That's a hard thing to say, especially when I don't have an accountability buddy with me to make sure we're playing them. But I think there is a question here that I wanted to pose to you. Do you ever look at your collection and say, are there games that are sitting there that aren't getting played? And is there a reason why I'm holding on to them? Are there reasons why I'm holding on? I do say I'm a collector, and that's why I've held on to games like Acquire that I have never really had a desire to play it. But as long as I keep this in good condition, I don't mind holding on to it for its collection value. That's a question you have to ask yourself. Are you a collector? Are you a gamer? And maybe there's a deeper video there that I could explore as well. But that's where I'm going to leave this video. I'd like to hear your thoughts so far on the conversation. If you want to hear more, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you're part of the Wolf Pack, please leave your emoji. You know what I'm trying to say. And leave a subscription if you're brand new. Thumbs up really helps the channel. In fact, we just did some analysis, and it does appear that thumbs ups and comments on a video, other than subscriptions, are the greatest way to help support a channel if you want to help them grow within the YouTube algorithm. So if you want to do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.